Cancer, welcome to your March 2019 relationship reading. It's Raina here. Okay, I'm shuffling the cards. It's funny because the first reading I did of this kind, I did for the sign of Aries, and I also got the King of Wands, and I got a card that was that I associate with Cancer. So maybe this is your Aries person, who knows? But anyway, if you are somebody who is single, I've already done a singles reading for March, and you can check my channel for that. The heart of the matter for March for people in relationships is related to the Judgment card, and of course we could even say legal judgment, but other issues can come up here too. I also want to state that this reading is for people who are having problems in their relationships, whether it is a marriage or a live-in situation, and perhaps you've even officially broken up with this person, and you don't even live in the same residence, but you are separated, or maybe thinking about getting back together with somebody. So with the Judgment card, this connects to the planet Pluto, which is a card that is one of the rulers of Scorpio. So I mean, I suppose it could be that this is describing that person, but really what the Judgment card is about is rebirth. And at the same time, it's a card of, what do they call that? When, I was going to say reaping what you sow, but cause and effect is what I meant to say. And so it's one of those situations where you may, if you're feeling unhappy about how your relationship is going, if you were to reflect on it, you would kind of say, yeah, well, I can see why everything has happened the way it has. So it's like, this is also when we talk about judgment, you may even say to yourself, I didn't exercise the best judgment here. And so really I can't complain, because I know that I looked the other way about something, or maybe I knew that I wasn't really compatible with somebody, and yet I stayed. Because even in the past position here, we have the Five of Wands. So this could be a fire sign, so I'm still thinking maybe Aries. And there's a lot of bickering, or just a lot of disharmony in the relationship. There's more hands than two here, so there could be more people that were interfering with the relationship. So for instance, in-laws, or other family members, or perhaps even friends that didn't accept you into their social circle, and you were like kind of on the outside, other people stirring the pot. And so it's really not a surprise to you that you're having problems in this relationship, but you still may kind of, I was going to say whine about it, because you feel bad, but in your heart of hearts that there were already red flags. And in the form of just kind of like combativeness, maybe fighting too often, just not seeing eye to eye. Did I knock that? The higher message, the spiritual message in all of this is the Moon card. And you are ruled by the Moon. And so again, maybe you didn't listen to your intuition. Maybe you just kind of looked the other way about something. early on, which would have prevented you from, if you had really acknowledged it early on, you would have prevented yourself from getting too involved in a relationship that maybe you could have ended a long time ago. But perhaps you thought, I can change this person, you know? And it's always kind of funny. They say that women want to change men, and that men want women to stay the same. And I'm sure that there are exceptions to that rule, but I think in general that's pretty accurate. The Moon card is a card about lying to yourself. And so perhaps you really did tell yourself things that simply were not true about that relationship. And you allowed yourself to continue in something, invest in something, and eventually there was no other option but to, you know, maybe now everything's kind of coming to a head. The chicken's coming home to roost is how I see this card as well. The challenge is represented by the World card. So this can mean a lack of closure. An example regarding this is that perhaps you have already separated from this person and gotten back together, or moved out and gotten back together, and this has happened several times, and you refuse to, you know, let go of this relationship permanently, and a part of you knows that it's over, but you can't let it go for some reason. Remember that the symbol of of Cancer is the crab, and the crab's claws are very tenacious. A Cancer person is very tenacious about somebody that they are emotionally involved with. And so, and also too, you're a very, what do you call it? A very sentimental sign. So you can remember the good times and conveniently forget all the bad situations. And that's unfortunate because that can lead to, again, lying to yourself, staying in a relationship that has long since been healthy, and just feeling like, yeah, this is a good idea to stay in this relationship. Well, not if it's not serving you anymore. And maybe at one time there was something there, but you have to allow yourself to move on. And remember that there's so much stuff going on with your 7th house of committed partnership with Capricorn energy. So Pluto's been there for 11 years. You have Saturn there currently, which is another, what I would call a stressor to a shaky relationship. Then you have the South Node there. So karmic residue and perhaps just tests to see if the relationship is really structurally sound. With Pluto, I mean, that takes it to a whole new level, where it can be, even your attitude towards marriage and relationships will be totally altered by the time Pluto leaves this house in 2023. And part of this will be because of some of the lessons that you've learned. And I didn't even think about that. I just said Pluto's connected to Judgment card when I first started the reading. So there you go. What is coming in is represented by the 8 of Swords. Now, even if you don't know what this card represents, you can see that it's not exactly warm and fuzzy. Basically, what this could be talking about is that you're going to have to face yourself, Cancer, And you're going to have to face what it is that are your self-limiting beliefs that may be informing your unwillingness to really cut ties to a toxic relationship. And usually these are based on the fear that there is nothing else for you out there. That if you end this relationship, this is the devil you know, and what if you'll never be with somebody else, you'll be alone for the rest of your life. And while it's understandable to feel that way, I think that the alternative way of looking at this is saying, but I don't want to be in a relationship where there is constant fighting. It would be better to be alone. I don't know why I am willing to tolerate a combative environment simply because I'm afraid of solitude. And for some people, saying affirmations can be helpful because with swords, it's about communication. Now, in this case, this is negative self-talk, I think, more than anything. Self-limiting beliefs. And sometimes, as cheesy as it may sound, to actually say these affirmations to yourself, it's kind of like drowning out those voices in your head that are trying to bring you down and almost like sneer at your attempts to actually make something of your life. That is, to choose happiness in your life. You may feel this sense of like, that's not going to work. But you would be surprised if you really make a commitment that you are going to transcend these challenges that are indicated in this reading. I think that you will have a very good chance of succeeding, because this is really a great time for you, Cancer, overall. You have the North Node in your sign, and there does seem to be something about that is fated for you in 2019 and 2020. And how this will play out for you depends on what house that your sun and North Node, your sun, but also your natal sun and your transiting North Node, where they will meet up in, because this could determine future direction for your life. And some of this may also present itself as a challenge, because the universe wants you to maybe shift directions in certain areas, and you may be kind of like kicking and screaming. The outcome is the King of Wands. Now, typically I would say, okay, well, you're going to, meet this tall, handsome fire sign like an Aries. But in this case, I think this is you. I think that you are becoming stronger every day. And I think that you are stepping into your own power and really embracing the change, embracing the new direction. And this summer, when you have this, well, I'll just say this July, when you have your solar return, or even late June and July, you also have a solar eclipse in your sign. So that will bring with it more opportunities in a general way. And this too shall pass. If this is a messy breakup situation like that. But you've got this, Cancer. And it's really about heeding the whatever the judgment represents, whatever results you have reaped, just embrace those and move on and be willing to see the truth as it is for your life. At least up until this point. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.